Think about the absolute gritty front lines of modern warfare for a second. What do you actually picture? Today, we're diving straight into the fascinating reality of female soldiers in the Australian Defence Force. This is a space where the extreme demands of modern warfare crash right into an uncompromising commitment to equality. We're talking about a military force that's out there protecting national sovereignty and supporting global peace, and doing it with a fully integrated force. It's a pretty remarkable transformation, and how it actually works day to day is just incredibly compelling. To really grasp how this works, we're going to follow a modern soldier's actual journey. We'll cover the evolution of equality, what it takes to earn the uniform, surviving some of the toughest training on Earth, their role as frontline warriors, and wrap up with their global leadership impact. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The Evolution of Equality. We have to start by looking at the historical shift that completely rewired the Australian military. Looking back at World War I, Australian women started out their service strictly as nurses and support staff. It's crazy to think about now, right? After decades of slowly chipping away at those restrictions, a massive, game-changing milestone hit in 2013. Equal opportunity literally became the law, and combat roles were thrown wide open. Fast forward to today, and we're looking at a force where women are fully integrated into frontline combat units across the board. Now, here's the absolute bottom line to take away from this. Equality is not just a catchy slogan. It's policy. The Australian Defence Force, or ADF, is considered one of the most modern military forces globally, precisely because this integration across the Army, Navy, and Air Force isn't just a talking point. It is a non-negotiable, hard-coded mandate. Moving on to Section 2, earning the uniform. Let's step into the absolute crucible that is recruitment. Because, let me tell you, getting in is an uncompromising gauntlet. Every single recruit hits a wall of intense physical fitness tests, deep dive medical exams, strict psychological evaluations, and rigorous security clearances. There are absolutely zero shortcuts here. These 4 identical steps guarantee the modern army is built on a universal standard of skill and unbreakable strength. And that brings us to a huge point. The standard is the standard. There are 0 exceptions to the baseline requirements. Whether male or female, only the absolute most committed people are putting on that uniform. You don't get in because of who you are. You get in because you proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can hit the exact same demanding benchmark as the person standing right next to you. All right, Section 3, surviving toughest training. Once they're in, these soldiers enter a genuinely punishing environment. If you know anything about Australia, you know it's a land of massive, unforgiving extremes. We're talking searing heat in the deep outback, crazy remote terrain, thick, humid jungles, and bone-dry deserts. They have to master all of it. Why? Because Australia's defense strategy relies heavily on being able to guarantee regional stability, handle complex peacekeeping ops, and execute disaster response literally anywhere at the drop of a hat. But hey, surviving the elements is just step 1. They are drilled relentlessly in advanced weapons, field survival, tactical movement, and these incredibly complex, team-based combat drills. And what really stands out is that they aren't just trained to survive in that chaos, they are explicitly trained to take charge and actively lead in it. Which leads perfectly into Section 4, Warriors Not Symbols. Let's completely shatter some historical assumptions about daily operations. You know that old traditional perception of women solely in support roles? Yeah, that still lingers for some people. But the modern reality is radically different. Today's female soldiers are right there in the thick of infantry and armored units. They're handling engineering, logistics, aviation, artillery, and the cutting-edge fields of intelligence and cyber warfare. They are actively operating tanks, flying helicopters, piloting drones, and managing advanced comms. It is a massive evolution. Basically, they aren't there for a photo op. They are warriors, not symbols. They are fully integrated combatants, equal in strength, equal in duty, and totally prepared for modern global warfare, right alongside the guys. To put this into perspective, a typical day is a relentless 24-hour grind. It kicks off with early morning PT, rolls straight into intense skills training or active ops, and finishes up with strict equipment maintenance. They live and breathe discipline, teamwork, and mutual respect. Sure, family time takes a major hit, but their pride and commitment to the mission, absolutely unwavering. Finally, Section 5, Leadership and Global Impact. Let's zoom out and look at the strategic results of all this discipline. Their global footprint is just incredible. Australian female soldiers have actively served on the ground in Afghanistan and Iraq, operated all across the Pacific Islands, and tackled massive UN peacekeeping and humanitarian relief missions. They are actively out there protecting national sovereignty and backing global peace with immense professionalism and honor. And thanks to that stellar track record, the military now boasts some seriously strong female leadership. In the ADF, leadership is based entirely on merit, not gender. Because of this strict meritocracy, you've got women successfully commanding combat units, running training academies, directing major intelligence divisions, and leading critical peacekeeping operations. Now, obviously, fully integrating a massive organization like the military is a complex puzzle. And yeah, challenges definitely still pop up, but the progress is very real. The Defense Force is constantly working to upgrade their vital support systems, doubling down on workplace equality, guaranteeing safety and respect, mapping out crystal clear career paths, and offering better support to families so they can maintain that world-class talent pool. So, after looking at the undeniable evidence of their courage and capability throughout this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought. With these historical gender barriers completely wiped out and modern leadership based purely on tested grit and merit, how will fully integrated armies, just like Australia's, redefine the future of global security? It's a wildly fascinating question, and honestly, it's one being answered on the front lines every single day.